Well, hello guys, welcome back. So the boss lady took over and she's having me be more open about my feelings, which, I had a good cry today. She had Hard Candy Christmas come on and I just missed Dolly Parton, so I just started crying. You can tell I grew up in the country, can't you? And Odin left. Odin left. Odin abandoned me on the farm, it feels like. I said, I love a lot of old movies from when I grew up. So, like Oliver and Company. He's this little orange kitten. I feel like he's a little orange kitten that just got dumped off at the farm. And I said, I just feel like I was like almost thrown into Freya and Freya's lap, that the only reason they're here is because Odin's bored with me, that I gave him everything he wanted. I don't know. He did say he was doing it because they would take better care of me, but he's just changed so much. In not the vegetarian pacifist thing. I even wonder now where it was going with that. But that's it. He was a hunter and meteor and needed all the furs and everything else, and then turned around, became vegetarian and pacifist and everything. I did my best to keep up, and then all of a sudden he's handing me over to Freya and Freya all within a couple months' time. And it was just, I feel like having a good cry now. And, Freya's encouraging that. She's like, I'd cry too. All the Christmas gifts I bought. I remember Loki with the hen, and he got an owl on a bicycle, and he got a couple other things, but really most of it was for Odin. And, I did think of Freya and Freya, but, I was kind of fixated on Odin because he needed so much help. And that rooster behind us, and there's another rooster back there. And I think I kind of knew, like, I have these psychic abilities only when I don't want them and don't want to know the truth. I think I kind of knew there was a reason we were getting all this farm thing stuff, but, I didn't want to know. And Freya are just, trying to help me kind of pick up the pieces. And this is why long-term viewers don't like Odin, because he did all this, and I'm brokenhearted, and those two were taking care of me, but he would just have to come back in, and, I've run back to him, and I know I would, and I know he's my kryptonite, and I know I don't ever learn my lesson. So anyhow, and I feel like I'm getting pets from Loki, like, there. Loki's been really concerned because it finally hit me today that, here it is, like, it's after Christmas, and I just feel like I've been, abandoned by the old man. And I said to Freya, I could really use some retail shopping, some retail therapy, so somebody was kind enough to put money in the tip jar. And I went to my email to see, I was going to check my PayPal and everything. And I got charged for my antivirus for the year, so there went the idea of retail therapy, and I just went to her and had a good cry. We did get a couple titles, but like around 49 cents, stuff like that. So, there went the money to pay for antivirus. And I told her, I said, I feel, depressed. Like, he used me just to explore vegetarianism and explore pacifism for some strange reason, and to explore loving all these animals. And then he left me and he abandoned me because I guess his interest was, sated, and he's done with me. And I said, I feel so bad. And poor Freyr got the brunt of it. I was, kind of unbalanced because I was getting unbalanced from the diet and I could feel it. I can't just do vegetarian, guys. I think you guys know I'm kind of driven. I can't just leave stuff alone. I'm sorry, I know that must annoy you guys, but I just can't leave stuff alone. I have to go the whole way in or nothing at all. And don't you walk anywhere without Loki. I got okay. And I was like teetering towards veganism anyways, and I'm not a healthy vegan. I'm not. I'm not going to take supplements. I live in a nutritional desert, so I can't get fresh fruits and vegetables. And my health was already like, it went up for a little bit, and then it went back down. So they're like, Freer shook his head and he said, if your health had really improved and stayed improved, he would approve of vegetarianism. But he said it doesn't seem to be helping you. He thinks that I did as well as I did because we got the gelatin in the diet. And, I was getting, the fish in that once a week at least. He had me have the chicken today, which Loki approved of because Loki never signed up for this vegetarian thing. And Odin just, I realized that's Odin habit. When he wanted to be a hunter, I had to be a hunter. When he wanted to be a vegetarian, I had to be a vegetarian. So yeah, I'm kind of sad. But the boss lady took over, and she's had been playing Dolly Parton, so I can cry. And they've been picking out country music, and we've been talking about, when I'm ready to go in VR and rechange some of the stuff. No more rescue sanctuaries or anything. And I said, Freya pointed out he is a god, associated with farming. He said, look, honey, he said these rescues are all well and good, and it's not like he's without mercy. But he said, what do they do that a regular farm doesn't? And I'm like, well, they need a lot of money to run, and they're not generating money. And he said, exactly. He said they either have to give tours, and basically it's a zoo with farm animals, or they have to beg for donations all the time. He said, I know you don't like this because he got you all touchy-feely about the farm animals, but he says, your great-grandparents, were farmers. He said, trust me, there were more farmers in your family. Your grandmother was a farmer. Your mama was on the farm. You used to go spend weekends on a farm. He says, what do you think that tells you? And I said, I know. And he's not trying to be without mercy. And he said, look, if you'd been thriving, I would have been okay. But he says, you just eat whatever you feel like eating. So you're not going to eat a healthy diet to begin with. I don't. And he's not judging me. He's like, you just eat whatever you feel like. You don't worry about food pyramids or calories or fat or what vitamins or anything else. He says, you usually seem to do okay on that. But he says, I'm not having you do this because you don't look healthy. So he got the chicken in me. And he said, we're absolutely not going to have any schedule. There's not going to be a certain day to have certain things. And don't worry about it. Just eat whatever I feel like out of the house. We have plenty of food. Thankfully, I still have those complete in a box meals. And we have a pizza kit, couple pizza kits, and we have some canned chicken, and we have the canned ham, which actually look pretty good. And so, they're going to take care of me. 1 second, please, guys. Been at this a while. And I am. 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. You shouldn't eat a whole can of chicken at once. It's supposed to be 3 servings, but I was starved. Yeah. It was a bigger can of chicken, and the idea of these bigger cans of chicken that I had was to parcel them out for a couple meals, but I haven't seen meat that looks like meat in over a month, so I wolfed down the whole can of chicken, which you shouldn't do, but it was pretty good, and it was chicken, and it actually looked like chicken, so yeah. Um, they're just going to take care of me. Freya is trying to point out, I did give her that lovely amber heart and, well, amber colored glass. And Freyr accepted the rainbow colored thing, like he has one in there too, because they insisted on being moved into Loki's altar room. And Freya gave me a gift. I gave her a gift of rose quartz, and she gave it right back to me. And I think this is why she saw Odin was going to abandon me, and she's like, this poor sweet thing. And Odin can do that. He can use people. I've heard it said of him before, and I don't like to speak unkindly of gods, but he can use people like chess pieces. And he doesn't have an emotional attachment to people. Sometimes he will just go boop, 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 boop. And this blindsided me because I'm like, but I thought he changed. He became this pacifist. He was so sweet. He was so tender. He loved all the animals, all the little kittens and bunnies. And Freyr's just staring at me for a while. And I'm like, yeah, I guess he is still, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he really did change. Maybe that part of him had to go on. I don't know. But sometimes life is a punk like it. So I know this wasn't the happiest one, but I promised Freya and Freya, since they are trying to kind of, establish leadership of the house, that I would keep it real with you guys, more real emotionally, and not pretend everything's going okay when it's not. Loki is okay. Loki's been in cute little box form, kind of male, and been a female goddess, a goddess lady, lady walking around doing stuff, and just kind of trying to lend general support. But yeah, I wish Odin was here. I didn't learn anything. Of course I didn't. But, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.